Hello there, welcome back to my views on news. Are Fano fighters and the fighters of Oromo Liberation Army involved in direct clashes on Oromia Amhara border? It is alarming if it's true. What is the situation on the ground? Several Amharic news sources are making this claim. We'll have a detailed look at this development. Is Ola operating on Amhara Oromia border? Where is Fano? Fano fighters managed to enter Oromia. We know that. I did some videos on that. So what is the latest from Amhara Oromia border? Secondly, Girma Yeshitila, Amhara Prosperity Party leader, was assassinated more than a month ago. Fano fighters accused the government that government is behind the killing of Girma. Government accused Fano commander Miri Vudajo and Blatishigao of Shoa Fano. What is Girma Yeshitila's brother doing? What is his family doing? Is his family supporting the military operation against Fano fighters? Details for you. Firstly, viewers, what is the situation on Amhara Oromia border? Why are Fano fighters entering Oromia region? What are their objectives? Any clashes on Amhara Oromia border? Well, Fano fighters have entered Oromia several times in the past few weeks. I did several videos on all occasions. They entered Oromia from North Shoa zone of the Amhara region. They entered Mendida, then they kidnapped some Oromos from Abichuna, Guinea, and 2 days ago they managed to reach Gundemaskal, which is in Dera Voreda. So what is the latest situation there? Well, today there was heavy fighting on Oromia Amhara border or Amhara Oromia border. Fano fighters again managed to enter Dera Voreda. In 3 different places there was clash between Fano fighters and forces or fighters from the Oromia region. Gundemaskal, Adere, Gamecho, Babo, Dere are the names of places where there were clashes on Oromia territory. We must not forget that these areas, Gundemaskal, etc., are inhabited by majority of Amharas. Majority of residents there are Amharas, I think. And Fano fighters are entering these towns. They're not kidnapping anyone because most of the people living there are Amharas. But security forces are trying to stop. Security forces from the Oromia region, they are trying to stop Fano fighters from entering Oromia territory. Question is Ola involved on Dera front? Well, we know that in the past several kidnappings for ransom happened in Dera. Amharas were kidnapped a few days ago from Dera. Fingers were pointed towards Oromo Liberation Army. Ola denied involvement in these kidnappings for ransom. I personally think that Oromia government tolerates Ola's presence in North Shore, in Dera Voreda. Why? Because in some cases Oromia government wants to use force against Amharas on Oromia Amhara border, but it does not want to use its security forces, and that is when Ola fighters come into the play. They are backed by Oromia government, it seems. It's not that Ola has complete backing of the Oromia government, but in some areas there is alignment between Ola fighters and Oromia security forces. Any deployment of Ethiopian National Defense Force in the areas where there is fighting ongoing? No. We could not confirm deployment of ENDF. ENDF cannot man entire Oromia Amhara border. ENDF is not here reportedly. So can we say that Ola and Fano are involved in direct clashes? We don't know, but this is what is being claimed by Amhara news sources. Why are they making this claim? Because they want to create this impression that Ola is Oromia government, that Oromia government is backing Ola fighters. Oromia government and Ola are not separate, they're one and the same. That is why they're using the name of Ola. But I don't think that Oromia security forces are not involved in the clashes on Oromia Amhara border. What I have learned from the ground is that Oromia police, Oromia militias, they are trying to stop Fano fighters from entering Oromia territory. Ola could be involved, but we don't have convincing evidence. Of course, Ola won't sit silently watching the entry of Fano fighters in the Amhara region. Next question is, why is that Fano fighters are attacking Oromia territory? Is this conflict spreading? Conflict is definitely spreading because it is now spilling out of Amhara border. It is spilling into Oromia territory. Oromia is becoming involved. If Fano fighters become more powerful, you will see them get deep into the Oromia region. Question, why are Fano fighters carrying out attacks on Oromia territory? I think only explanation is that maybe Fano fighters or Fano planners believe that these areas where attacks are being carried out in Oromia are not part of Oromia. These areas are part of Amhara. These areas should be part of the Amhara region. There is Amhara majority there too. Fano fighters receive support, logistics. They could receive logistics from these border areas. That is why I think Fano fighters are entering again and again Oromo territory, not those areas where Oromos live in majority, but in those areas mainly where Amharas are in majority. Of course, it will lead to counter measures. Oromia will never allow Fano fighters to breach Oromia border security again and again. And borders are difficult to be redrawn. It's very difficult. But I think this is now Fano's deliberate strategy that it wants to get support from Amharas of Oromia. And maybe if it is in a strong position in future, it could claim these areas and it could claim the medical zone of BG2. It is already claiming the ownership of Volkait as well. Overall, situation is alarming, viewers. Now, there is direct confrontation between Fano fighters and Oromia region-based groups and fighters, whether they are Ola or Oromia police or Oromia security force, Oromia government militias. Now fighting is direct confrontation between Oromo and Amhara groups. Alarming development. This war is turning into Oromo Amhara conflict. It should not turn into an ethnic conflict, because if it turns into a large scale ethnic conflict, you will see massacres. Massacres will happen because then the ethnic hatred leads to atrocities. Let's hope that this conflict does not turn into a large scale ethnic conflict. Fighting confirmed on Amhara-Oromia border. Secondly, viewers, Girma Yeshitila was assassinated. Amhara Prosperity Party leader. More than a month ago, government accused Fano fighters. Fano fighters did not claim responsibility, but they tried to accuse the government. that government is behind the death of Girma Yeshitila. What is Girma's family doing these days? Girma's family is actively supporting the military operation against Fano fighters. Manzgera Wareda is a place, it's a Wareda in the North Shore zone of the Amhara region. In this Wareda, Girma's brother has been seen holding meetings with Ethiopian National Defense Force members. Girma's brother's name is Haile Yeshitila. Haile Yeshitila and ENDF officers were seen together in Manzgera, Wareda. Girma's family believes that Fano, Shoa, Fano, other Fano factions assassinated Girma Yeshitila. That is why the family members have been supporting the military operation against Fano fighters. Fano loyalists deny the involvement of Fano militia members, Fano commanders in the assassination of Girma Yeshitila. But that is not what the family believes. That is why Haile Yeshitila is supporting the military. It means that he is supporting the operation against Fano fighters in North Shore Zone and other parts of the Amhara region. Thanks for watching.